Welcome into Rio Tinto Stadium, the site of the 2018 6A Girls Soccer Championship game on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Dusty Litster with you from Deseret News Rewind. Pleased to be joined by KSL.com Swiss Army Knife, Sean Walker.
Swiss Army knife, RSL beat writer. I've been called Internet Jesus if you listen to the Sports Beat After Hours podcast, but I guess we could just really call it the 5A game. A great game, Corner Canyon with a 2-1 win over Murray for those of us who are just joining us. And I guess my tryout worked out okay.
Yeah.
You even got a text from your usual partner in crime, Dane Stewart, saying, "Yeah, he's not terrible."
Yeah, he said he was fine. He said, I think his direction was, which is kind of funny, have Sean call it with you, and then, it's like, okay, well, yeah, Sean did great. So game number 2 here, 6A championship, Layton and Lone Peak. And we referenced this in the 5A game, which is that everyone, including myself, thought that AF would win a back-to-back state championship. Well, they lost in the quarterfinals to Davis, and what was that loss from American Fork opened up the field. We thought there'd be a Region 4 team in this championship game. Did not expect it to be Lone Peak.
No, but maybe we should have. I mean, Lone Peak right now on a 5-match winning streak. They ended the year fairly strong, and really they're I mean, this was the second best team in Region 4 to American Fork, which was just a buzzsaw all season. So as soon as AF falls, Davis obviously with a very nice win over the Cavemen. And as soon as AF fell, the natural inclination when you're looking at Region 4 was to go, well, maybe Lone Peak can finally seize this momentum. And that's what they did. So
Lady Knights are here. And then Layton, we talked about Davis knocking off American Fork to get here. Layton, who went 1-0-1 against Davis in the regular season, got him in the semifinals in a 1-0 win to get to the championship game as Layton comes in playing very solid as well.
Yeah, and Region 1, I mean, it's becoming almost a rite of passage. Region 1 is going to have at least one, if not two teams in the state championship. And this year looked to be no difference with Syracuse, Layton, and Davis at the top of the region. And Northridge really playing as well as anybody else down the stretch in the regular season. They proved that in the first round of the playoffs. So Layton survives the murderer's row of Region 1 girls soccer, knocks off rival Davis in the semifinals. And I think a lot of people expected kind of that 1-0 result by the Lancers. It felt a little bit like a state final. And so now it'll be interesting to see how they rebound from last Tuesday against a Lone Peak team that, like I mentioned, is playing as well as anybody right now. It could be really easy to look past them because of the dominance that Region 1 has had on this state for the most part. And Layton needs to get up for this game.
Absolutely. And you speak of Layton, it's Atlee Thompson. Atlee has 13 goals on the season, pacing the way for the Lancers. In fact, she scored more goals than any other player in this match. And then Brynlee Roberts had 9 goals on the year. Meg Edwards is the keep for the Lady Lancers. And she's also a two-sport athlete. Very rarely do we have a basketball soccer player. It doesn't happen a whole lot. Layton's had the last couple for us. And then when you look at Lone Peak, it'll be Michaela Wetzel, the junior, in the net for Lone Peak. And then Nicole Ray and Jocelyn Bybee combined for 21 goals on the year. I was over somewhere else and said, hey, you thinking 1-0? I put my hands up. I have no idea what to expect from some of these teams. I think 2-1 is very likely, but 1-0, I mean, the way both these teams have played against teams with strength, it's pretty conceivable. This is going to be a low-scoring defensive battle.
Yeah, and that probably plays into Layton as we get ready to kick off here. That probably plays into Layton's strength. 5 of their last 6 matches down the stretch of the regular season and into the playoffs have come by a 1-goal margin, including that 1-0 win over Davis in the semifinals on Tuesday. Their only non-1-goal margin, they beat Westlake 2-1 in the playoffs, and in the first round, they beat Granger 7-0. So one of those pretty typical top seeds against a lower seed first round type game. But this is a Layton team that likes to play tight. They like to play compact. And if Lone Peak can spread them out, it could be tough for the Lancers.
And down the near side is Jocelyn Bybee, the leading scorer for the Lone Peak Knights. And I mean, this is kind of fitting for any sport that Lone Peak plays a little more up-tempo and Layton slows it down. You look at basketball, it doesn't matter what it is. Region 4 gets up and down the court, field, pitch, anything. And Region 1 tends to slow it down a little bit more than others. So it'll be very interesting to see which style of play wins out in this match. And I imagine, as you saw Lone Peak, they want to be aggressive, they want to force the issue, and we got an early penalty here, and it'll be free kick for Lone Peak.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jocelyn Bybee, leading scorer for Lone Peak. Also Nicole Ray had a very nice goal in that win Tuesday in the semifinals. I mean, really, you talk about Lone Peak 3. That's a Lone Peak 2 to rival just about any Lone Peak team in any sport over the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. As that one's handled very easily on that free kick. It was a long distance one. Meg Edwards took care of that one. As you mentioned, Nicole Ray, she had 10 goals on the year. So get a couple prolific scorers out there, and it'll be fun to continue to see what happens when you look on the season for Lone Peak. And only doing this to reference playing against top teams. They got into region play, lost to American Fork 4-1, then beat AF 2-1, and then lost the third match, the rubber match, 2-0. So they handled themselves very well against top competition. Here's their first shot on goal, and as you'd expect, early in the match, some nerves there, and Brindley Roberts got underneath that one just a touch.
Yeah, nice counter-attacking play. You don't see that a whole lot out of Layton, so maybe she's a little bit surprised how quickly that play developed. Brindley Roberts kind of skies that over the top of the net. But I like to see this Layton team getting out of their shell a little bit, take some chances early. You really got nothing to lose. And as we saw in the 5A final, the first 15 minutes can be all the difference sometimes in these games.
There's a nice defensive play there by Aubrey Williams. And now in control here with Layton trying to get into the box. And this one is sent out by Lone Peak. And again, as I will always mention, especially in girls soccer, midfield play is always so big. As we saw in that 5A championship, Corner Canyon decided to drop one extra player back on the back line. But midfield's where a lot of the turnovers happen, where gals have a hard time handling the ball. And if you have a good midfield and keeping it around the midfield stripe, we'll see who handles that better today. 37 minutes left in the opening half of the 6A championship as the sun and the shadows should fall over that. We'll see if we get our clock up. I'll try to keep you updated with that as much as possible. As that one is out of bounds off of Aubrey Williams, we'll throw in here with the Lady Knights. You're seeing that, I guess you call like Virginia-style basketball, that pack-it-in defense in the back end here.
Yeah, Lone Peak trying to play a little bit of tiki-taka, and here's a ball over the top, but there's not a whole lot of room to play balls like that when you've got this lane defense that plays as compact as they do.
You're going to welcome a fast break. Here comes one, but nice defense on the back end there for Lone Peak, and number 13, Brooke Anderson. Able to handle that one cleanly. Gets out up to Bybee. She heads it on. Drop back in toward the box, and that'll be a throw in for Lone Peak. And that's the thing I'm interested to see from Layton. I was excited to see that right there. If you're a defensive team and you're not going to take a lot of chances, you're going to keep this a low-scoring game, you still need to take advantage of opportunities that are right in front of you and be aggressive in those ones. And it was good to see that on that last possession for them. That throw in is sent out near side by Brindley Roberts. And they'll throw in just on the other side of midfield. And again, Layton sends out now Sydney Elmore. As the shadows have moved, and now mishandled there on the throw there by Avery Smith. And now it's opportunity here for Layton. The Shadows have moved across the field here at Rio Tinto Stadium. And as you're watching on the stream here, that's why you're seeing the camera issues when you're shooting from shadows into light. It messes with the lens a little bit. So take us probably after the second half, it should be covered. The shadows should cover the field. It'll be nice and crisp look there on the stream on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. 34 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the opening half of the 6A championship. Nice defense on that far side there from Lone Peak.
Yeah, that shadow from the overhang here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Good for the players, bad for the camera though, in terms of light acclimatization. But when you're running around on that pitch, up and down, as many as 6.5 miles in a soccer match, you take any shade that you can.
Make the feet a little cooler. There comes an opportunity here for Lone Peak, coming on that far side, can cross it. Went through the wickets, but not enough on it. Covered up easily there by Meg Edwards. A big boot from Edwards and handled. Layton tried to touch that one through. Nice D by Lone Peak. A fancy touch, trying to get a break there. And Knight's trying to get it started. Try to get that one through, but up and handle it. Nice job on the back end from Layton, back toward midfield. Some contact, and there's the free kick. Quiet start here to the 6A championship. 32 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the opening half. Good ball into the box, but Lone Peak able to break it up. Now trying to set up a quick touch here near side. Able to get around the corner. Aubrey Williams, the chance, send it into the box, and it's covered up easily by Michaela Wetzel. First substitution will come up for Layton on the next dead ball. A nice play around midfield, try to send it through, and there we go. And Bybee not gonna have a chance at it. Nice job of Edwards, come out and get it, but it was offside.
Yeah, we talk about a little bit of a surprise here, Layton and Lone Peak, after the upstart, the powerhouse American Fork lost in that quarterfinal here. These are two coaches, though, who know a little bit about success and know about success with these two teams. Chantel Jolly for Layton and Tara Farron, for Lone Peak. Chantel for Lone Peak and Tara Farron for Layton. Both leading their alma maters into this state championship game. And I heard a little rumor, I heard it from a little birdie that the last time Layton won a state title, I believe, Tara Farron was playing.
Oh, heck for that.
Yeah. Chantel obviously won a state title with Lone Peak as Chantel Flannery back then before she got married. Then went on to a career at Utah State. But this is her first time in a title match at Rio Tinto Stadium.
I want to say a couple years ago, man, you interned for her. They had a really good team. His daughter, Gregor Bell, and they fell short, if I remember right. I could be misremembering that. The ball around midfield is to be tracked down here near side by Layton. It was a nice hustle by Brittany Roberts, and then trying to go a little two-man on that one and got tangled up. Nice defense from Lone Peak. And again, midfield. Oh, that ball squirted through the foot. Hear the reaction every time here from Layton fans right below us. And now going on the attack the other way. Durfee sends this one ahead. And Edwards puts it into the first row. So we'll throw in here near side with Lone Peak. And now, again, we'll throw back in as Roberts sending that one out of play. And then Roberts again. But no, that stays in. That goes off of Atlee Thompson. I haven't seen the flipping throw-in any of the matches we've done this year. As that one was a nice attempt to dribble through, but good defense. As Rachel Saxey tried to show ball handling skills, but Layton would have nothing of it. Now trying to get to that far side and move the defense. 29 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the opening half. As Layton again, nice strong defense. That goes off of Lone Peak and will throw in on that far side. As now coming in for Layton is Brooklyn Pritchett. And getting a break here is Brinley Roberts.
I would expect to see Layton coach Tara Farron making a fair amount of substitutions. This Layton team likes to play their bench. They like to get a lot of girls involved. And anytime you can get a girl a little extra rest, there's not necessarily a dominant player on this team. It's very much a team effort, and so you'll probably see quite a few subs.
And now here's a penalty and a free kick. As Roberts, I think came out, she had a wrap on. I don't know if she's nursing a hamstring or something else, but she typed Coach Farron today, "I'm good," shortly after removing the wrap. So interested to see what we'll see going forward. 28 minutes to go in the opening half, and they had one free kick earlier. It's handled easily by Edwards, and here comes another one. Takes a big hop, and Edwards takes down like a can of corn. He's got a big boot as well. Layton trying to gain control. Again, their second leading scorer came out here early and mentioned there's the re-entry here. Oh, that would have been a nice touch, but I don't think she expected that. It came a little hot off the shin. And we'll throw in with Lone Peak. The second of the two state championship matches. 5A went the way of Corner Canyon. But we'll have new state champions. Last year it was Maple Mountain and American Fork that raised the trophies on a frigid day at Rio Tinto Stadium a year ago. But Corner Canyon claims the championship, and then the winner of this one will be a new queen of 6A soccer. As a big boot down this near side is going to roll through the back, and there'll be Edwards putting it away.
Yeah, shout out to Rob Cuff and the High School Activities Association for moving these state championships up earlier in the day. Maybe a little bit more of a pain for students and teachers trying to get out of class to support these girls in the state title match, but a little nicer for us media because I'm certainly not freezing my butt off in this booth right now.
No. And on top of it, I mean, the only thing you'd be is that it's fall break, depending where you are. So, but nonetheless, and notwithstanding, it is a much better thing if you're going to have it on this week to move them up a little bit, because I mentioned last year was it got a little chilly.
It was a little nippy. Yeah, for sure.
Inside of 26 minutes, 25 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the opening half. About the area of where all the goals were scored in that 5A championship match. We had 3 goals in the first half, and then it was blanket in the second. Oh, man, that was a nice pass. There you got to be able to get that one through. As Brooklyn Pritchett, I think we'll be thinking about that one depending on how this match goes tonight. Kind of a miracle ball that found her feet. She's unable to handle it. That goes off of Layton, and we'll throw in with Jocelyn Bybee. Ella Norton will come on and replace Kate Schreimer. And that was out. Yeah, I thought the ball got over the line. So we'll throw in with Layton here near side. Your thoughts here early on, Sean?
Yeah, playing out a lot like one would expect a match involving Layton to play out. A lot of possession, a lot of kind of slower build up. Both teams not very erratic with their shots, really looking for kind of the perfect moment to take a shot and to unleash one on goal, and both keepers have been up to it.
Understood the thought, it just didn't work out. It would send this one ahead. And I'll be off off Lone Peak, and it'll be a corner for Layton. So first opportunity here for the Layton Lancers. See what Michaela Wetzel's able to do, as it's a corner kick for Layton. Went to the top of the box. It's going to go out the far side. Nice job by Lone Peak, but that ball was a Then got away from her a little bit, and we'll throw in with Layton.
Yeah, Lone Peak, good defense there on that back post for a ball that drops into the area. Easily headed away, no real chance of danger from that corner kick. Solid back post defense.
Put this one in the box, and Wetzel just going to claim it to punt it away. We saw some great corner kicks in that 5A match at Kuhn. As good as I've seen in a single match anyway. She kept those things right on the goal line. Some groans on the contact at midfield there on a punt. 23-20 on a rolling clock here in the first half. And now let's see if Lone Peak can get on the attack as mishandled that ball at the end. And now an opportunity. Edwards handles that grounder easily with 23 minutes to go in the half.
Lone Peak with maybe the better shot selection so far this half, but nothing that Meg Edwards cannot handle. Two really rudimentary saves for the Layton High goalkeeper, and probably going to have to do a little bit better than that to sneak one past her.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't really put her into harm's way either. You think of the ones that she's had. I mean, they haven't been in the box. There's been a lot to handle there. As
the types of shots on goal that as a goalkeeper you really like, because now you're just padding your stats.
Oh, right. You know, there's no coverage. There's not anyone covering you. You know, you're just able to see the read and see the ball the entire time. Nobody even getting in front of her.
Little physical play there.
Getting a little hot. Fans are a little excited seeing the ball go to the back of the net, but it's all for naught.
Headrest going to side with Lone Peak on that war of words and little contact, but nothing too chippy yet. Just enough. Just two teams going, hey, you're going to have to go through us for this state title.
Well, it's just the differences of play. It plays in the hands of Layton. Whenever you got that team that, no matter what sport, that slow it down, slug it out, you find out who wins. Is Layton now on the attack. A nice handle there by Kaylin Richens. In the box, headed out.
Good long ball by Bretta Pritchett, but nothing going.
Contact there in that whole play there, but nothing to warrant a whistle. Layton tries to pick back on the offense, and I don't see any contact there. Newmarker was able to avoid contact on that play. Send this one ahead and through. It'll be tracked down by Avery Smith, and Smith kicks it out. It'll be a Layton throw in. As Kinley McMillan comes back on along with number 10, Journey McDowell. And I don't think I missed Brindley Roberts coming back on. I have to take a rescan the field to see if she's out there. She said pretty quickly after coming off that she was ready to go back. But she would have to remain the entire game. And like I said, she moved to wrap too, so we'll see where it all goes here. McMillan. Now Richin. A little bit of pressure on the backside of that play. Williams goes far side, but a little too much. And again, the midfield there for Layton to get the ball right back in the feet of the Lancers, but the easy one handled by Wetzel with 19:45 to go in the half. Try to drop this one around. Sees that one up. Again, the midfield very strong here from Layton. They've even pushed it up as well, but Lancers can't stay on the attack. 19 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half. Kick near side will be a Layton throw-in. Poor event. Got one of the events people, their back turned. Would you be able to do that all game? Stand near midfield and just keep your back to the action the whole time? I think I'd get a little antsy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was never a midfielder.
No, I'm talking about the events
official.
here. Yeah.
Oh, the events guys.
Yeah,
I thought
her.
I thought you were talking about this official.
No.
Oh.
She had her back turned. That ball almost got her. And Roberts is.
Rio Tinto event staff are a special breed of people.
Yeah, they could be on Scotland Yard. She didn't even think about it. Apparently Roberts is back out there. Missed it when she came back in. Apologize for not catching that. 18.5 to go as Roberts lobs this one toward the box. Wetzel coming out. And a little head of McDowell to try to make it interesting inside the box. 18:15 now on the clock. Layton been able to possess a lot here. Nice touch in, and McMillan just could not control it. She was trying to tap it to get something good to her foot, but that went a little hot right in the arms of Wetzel. So that threat is thwarted. Nice ball from Wetzel. She's back on the other side of midfield. Here we go. Maybe Lone Peak can get on the attack here. Mishandled that touch there, and we'll reset with the Knights. 17.5 to go. Nice pressure sending down the line, but it's going to go right through the back. We're going to be punting it away. And Edwards will get another foot to ball here. 17:10 to go. Emery Berry set to come in. One of the shorter kicks today from Edwards, but ends up at the feet of Layton. They get a through ball, couldn't get it. Let's see Bybee trying to set up a move. Here goes Bybee. Coming down the right side of the box, try to get that one through, but as off of the Layton defender, now does get it to the box. Lone Peak maybe with a chance here. Meg Edwards ready to go, waiting for this one, but Lone Peak could not get that set. Essentially reset it here.
Yeah, a little extra hesitation there by Katie Houston, the sub for Lone Peak. You'd like to see a little bit more of a chance out of that counter, and there's Coach Jolly on the bench going, you got to move, girls, you got to move on that play.
Emery Berry does come on for Brooke Anderson. Berry got to throw in. And Richards there to head it, but right to the feet of Lone Peak. Again, another chance within the box, but nothing really there as Edwards will let that go out the back, and she'll punt it away. 15 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the half. 0-0 here in the 6A championship. Yet to see a true scoring opportunity for either one of these teams. This one goes from midfield all the way back to Edwards to kick it away once again. That's the longest game of change I've ever seen. And now Lone Peak maybe get back on the attack here. Touch it back. Got a runner on that far side. Here comes an opportunity maybe for the Lady Knights. Bouncing through, sends it to the box. Sent back out. Sets up a long drive, and it's wide of the net. Trying to come near post. Didn't quite get the bend. 14:35 on a rolling clock.
Yeah, great play there. Little one-time shot. That sails past the end line. Just not quite that finishing touch, but really nice play. Lone Peak pushing the pace very well, and for the most part, I mean, in the attacking third at least, the Knights are the more dangerous side, I'd say, in the first 25 minutes of this state final.
In midfield, able to muddy it up a bit. Layton gets across gets across the midfield stripe. Puts it back. There's a through ball. Opportunity here for Richin. And nicely done as Richin tried to scoot that one through, and Simons rather knocks that one out. It'll be a corner kick for the Layton Lancers. And I believe handling the corner is number 10, Journey McDowell. And a little hopper there, and got some contact with Wetzel going after the ball, both of them. And now still keeping it was Layton, but that ball goes a little over the top. See if they're able to get it out of harm. They do. Nice effort there by Addie Simons. "13 minutes to go in the half. New marker. Try to get that one ahead and through off the foot of a defender of Layton. And they'll send it out near side, so it'll be a post throw in here for Lone Peak. Maybe a chance to get something set, Sean.
Yeah, once again, Lone Peak driving into this Layton attacking third, but Layton's defense seems more than willing to absorb the pressure that they're bringing on, and they'll just kind of play it around. And like I mentioned, 5 of their last 6 games have been one goal games, and so you almost feel like one goal will probably be the difference between these two sides.
Just still waiting for that really good look at it. We've had one. That one-timer just moments ago. As we hit the 12-minute mark, 12 minutes to go here in the half. That ball looked like a good cross, but ends up going out of bounds. It'll be throw in here for Layton. A couple Lancers right there, but just could not get control. As coming on now is Susan Sweeten, along with Brooklyn Pritchett. And coming off for Coach Farron is Atlee Thompson and Journey McDowell. 11:25 to go in the half. Williams throw in to Checkitts. Kind of fitting at Checkitts playing in Rio Tinto. I don't know if there's any affiliation or relation there, but using the big body there. McMillan able to just shade that all the way across midfield. Layton looking for that through ball, but doesn't quite get it. And just enough steam on that ball, misread there by Simons, I think, as Checkitts sends that one out of play, and will throw in with Lone Peak. Bybee to throw it in.
And getting pressure on this Layton High defense, never really much of an issue. You can put up shots, you can put pressure on these defenders, this back line, and Meg Edwards, but they're always so far up to the task that it really takes something special to fully unlock that D.
Roberts, he's ran about 130 yards. Able to turn this one back. There's Roberts, try to touch that one through, goes to McMillan. 10 minutes to go. McMillan coming on that near side of the box. Tries to drive it across, and it's headed out. Checkitts tries to drop it back toward the offense, and gonna battle for that ball. Nice tackle by Lone Peak. And again, Lone Peak unable to clear it. 9:40. McMillan takes a shot on that head. And now we'll have an injury timeout. We'll take it with them. 9:36. We'll step aside as they tend to McMillan. Glad to see McMillan doing okay. As you kind of saw that coming. She went for the head, and the defender from Lone Peak was going up as well. Surprised it doesn't happen more often, because hopefully McMillan's able to be okay. We talk about concussions in lots of sports, and soccer tends to fly under the radar when it comes to that.
The highest rate of concussions among girls' sports in high school, right here on the soccer pitch. McMillan getting some water on the sideline there.
They're doing the test right now.
Putting her in protocol.
I've only done that once. It didn't go well.
No?
No, it was the only one I'll ever admit to ever having. But it did not go well.
We had a player on my high school football team who took a banger, as football players are likely to do, and the athletic trainer came out and started administering protocol, and he held up 6 fingers and said, how many fingers am I holding up? The quarterback, without missing a beat, said, man, you got to ask him something that he'll know when he's not concussed.
Took a page out of Varsity Blues, a little Jonathan Moxon. Oh, nice job by WATCHit. Lone Peak fans are going to groan at that one a bit, but there's not much there. Both players playing for the ball.
Yeah, just a good defensive play right there. Not much, a little bit of contact, but I'd much prefer the rest side with the defenders in cases like that. Good tackle.
Trying to push that one through is Emily Berry. Now lower out of bounds. So I thought Schreimer might have a chance to send that one through the box. 8:20 to go here in the half. Yeah, that's the famous scene on Varsity Blues when Billy Bob gets knocked down.
Yeah,
Man's holding up some fingers. True or false?
I'm sure he may or may not have been quoting that film. That's my era of high school.
Both, that was my sophomore year. That one goes out.
We're showing our age here, Dustin. Time to get off and let the youngins like Dane back on the broadcast.
Yeah, that's why always on Top 5 Plays I talk about all the right moves. It's like, go talk to mom. 7:40 to go now in the half. They've allowed them to be physical in both matches, and I appreciate it. They don't have not a lot of things where we've had to look at each other saying, why did they call that? Only have maybe one in the 5A game.
Now, good hard-nosed physical play being allowed. And yeah, just good hard-nosed soccer. And that might favor Layton a little bit more than Lone Peak right now, but I don't think anything's necessarily been given an advantage either way because of it.
It almost feels like the second half is going to be the whole thing. And you always win the game in the second half of a game, but neither team has done anything to lose the game in the first half.
Yeah, both teams coming out a little bit tight. You maybe expected that. You certainly expected that out of the Lancers, but you'll probably see teams open up a little bit more, especially Lone Peak, as they try to really go for broke against this.
Edwards had to come out for that one, and Lone Peak get a chance. Not really. Goes out to the top of the box, a one-timer right in the legs of Richin.
And there's that Layton D. Once again, Lone Peak has a really nice counterattack. Surely they could be going for something, but 6 players behind the ball. I mean, when you're playing with 6 defenders, you're going to be really tough to break down, even on the counter. It
allows Edwards to really be aggressive, go after that one. That really on the rebound or pickup, no one was home to really make it hurt. Bybee, maybe she can get something going, but again, defense there for Layton. Send out and we'll throw back in. 6 minutes to go in the half. For a reset and another fresh 40 seconds, the last 40 seconds of the 6A season. Bybee handling it up the top of the box. Sends it through and just a little tall. That was a nice look there from Bybee.
Yeah, great look, giving it a go. Once again, you don't get a whole lot of chances against this Layton defense, so I'm okay testing them from a set piece like that.
Five minutes, 20 seconds left in the half. Edwards maybe mishit that one. She's showing a big foot today. Get this one ahead to Roberts. And she can't track it down. Lone Peak going quick. Down to 4:55 in the half. Checkit's a nice move. A little bit of soccer version of rope-a-dope there. As two Lone Peak players take each other out, I'm surprised there's a whistle on this, as it looked like they both went after the ball on Checkit's, and they hit each other. Probably the first one I'll scratch my head at. I don't know if Dane Stewart saw the same thing. He was kind of standing in the box next to us. It looked like Checkit's had kind of pulled the rug out from underneath them, and they hit each other.
Yeah, Katie Schreimer and Nicole Ray, I think that was going for the same ball. And I mean, there was a little bit of contact in there with Checkit's, but it was mostly a little night-on-night offensive action. Nevertheless.
Nicole Ray has that one sent back, couldn't get it through the piece. 4 minutes to go. Here comes an opportunity, getting close to the net. Nothing home there for the Knights. Back up top. One-timer. Finds the back of the net, and Lone Peak gets on the board first. And so on the goal, number 22, Ella Newmarker. A substitution that came in and buries that one-timer. Man, that was a beautiful shot, Sean.
Yeah, fantastic play. And when you're going up against this Layton defense, you need to find, it's not the first ball often, but it's the second or the third attempt. Your offense just needs to try to keep it under play, keep the ball in play for a goal. And Newmarker does a great job of pushing forward just enough, but hanging around the edge of the area to put that second attempt back on frame. And there's really nothing that Meg Edwards could do on that.
Absolutely, that came out to her just like an open three ball at the top of the key. That was Robert Ory against the Kings in 2002. And that one goes wide of the net. Or Robert Ory with San Antonio in 2005 and 6 and 7. Stand all by himself. 3:05 on a rolling clock here in the first half. 1-0 the lead for Lone Peak. Now inside of 3 minutes in the first half of the 6A championship. As that ball goes through, and then maybe another chance. Bybee able to break away.
She got 3 white shirts all around her, though.
Kept thinking that she's trying to dupe him into a penalty. Nice job by Checkit's to apply pressure, but not to get anything there. As Journey McDowell will come back on for Coach Farron. 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go.
And that first half goal, if this holds up, might be the worst thing to happen to Layton again, because now you're going to see the Lancers really need to come out of their shell. They want to play with their defensive shape. They want to keep the defense hard done and packed in and just eliminate chances as best they could. And like I mentioned, they did a good job, but now that goal puts them behind the 8 ball for at least the final 40 minutes, if not more here.
2 minutes to go, and Lone Peak back on the attack, and they get a look here. Bybee on that far side sends it through, and it's not as close as one might think. Minute 50 to go, as Meg Edwards will once again kick this one away. I'll say this much, she's had to punt it away a lot more than we saw in the first match today. Maybe that's why Meg Edwards suddenly is getting a little bit shorter. She kicked away quite a few. Down a minute 30 seconds here in the first half. Because earlier in the match, she was putting that ball well beyond the midfield stripe. And now she's about reaching about what would be the 35-yard line. Richens able to work this one over. Down a minute and 5 seconds to go in the half. Newmarker, who had that goal, tried to get that one through and couldn't quite get that to Bybee. Now it goes over top. Bybee giving out a run. Bybee sizing one up, left foot, near post, and it's just a little wide.
Yeah, great play by Bybee running on to the end of that through ball. You thought she might take an extra step even, but already got a really tough angle, and that's how the ball trickles just wide of the net. But Lone Peak looking more and more dangerous, though, as this game goes on. Not content with just that one goal.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see it, just attack now. Blood's in the water. And also, just as you mentioned earlier, Layton can still play a little bit of this shell game in the second half, but if you're down 2 goals, they can't, which would open up more scoring opportunities for Lone Peak. As again, another chance here. Bybee can track it down. She cannot. As 8 seconds go on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Not in that order. But that'll do it for the first half. Surprised letting it play out here.
Meg Edwards will kick it back into play. Remember, the official time is on the field, but there's a halftime whistle.
And there we go. At the end of 40 minutes, it is Lone Peak 1, Layton 0. You're watching the 2018 Girls 6A Soccer Championship on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Hope you enjoy halftime. We'll be back with the second half. And welcome back to Rio Tinto Stadium. 1-0 the lead for Lone Peak as they got a late goal at the end of the first half. But hope you're enjoying the stream on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. As we had an interesting first half, this second half is going to promise to be a lot more, I would think, a lot more aggressive from both sides, especially Layton, to try to find 2 goals. They're going to have to come out of their normal play to try to force the issue and make something happen. But joined by Sean Walker. Sean, your thoughts on the first half? I was just saying that I really expect Layton to have both teams to play very aggressively here in this half.
Yeah, and as aggressive as the Lancers can get within their defensive shell, 100%. I think they've been more, Layton has been more organized, more compact, a little bit better defensively, but when you don't when you don't close out second balls, teams can make you pay, and that's exactly what Lone Peak did on their counterattack, where Meg Edwards makes a really nice save, and then Ella has a second ball fall right to her feet, and 1-0.
Yeah, because the thing for me is you got to find 2 goals. Well, first of all, you got to find the first goal. Let's make sure that's understood. They have good enough defense to think that you might not give up another one to Lone Peak, but you got to find the first one to make sure that stopping the other ones is actually worth it. Because if you don't, you can find yourself down 2-0, having to find 3 goals. As that one is not going to trickle through. Roberts tried to get the best foot she could on it. Wetzel able to just scoop that one up.
Yeah, and the old cliche goes that 2-0 is the worst lead to have in soccer. I don't completely buy that, because I feel like if Lone Peak can push and get a second goal in this one, then it really puts the onus on Layton's attack, which has been struggling lately with injuries and the like. And so if you're Lone Peak, you want to try to fast start, keep doing what you were doing towards the back half of that first half, see if you can get another goal, and then really put the Lancers under pressure to make something happen on the ball.
Pritchett, completely miscommunication there on that touch. She thought she'd be able to get that one through, and then they got an offside. So it'll be Lone Peak ball around the 4th line from the top of the box, or 2nd line, I should say. My feeling from Lone Peak is that aggression to find that second goal, because then you do get Layton to be a little more vulnerable. As Bybee can't track that one down, as she tried to get the contact on it. I think you're going to give this to Layton, and they do. As Bybee got tangled up there, trying to get the contact from Aubrey Williams. Roberts couldn't quite get that one along the near side as Lone Peak tried to get toward the box. Checkits. Now Richens. Taken away by Lone Peak. Howling around midfield. Can get the pass near side and continue to get movement Lone Peak wants. Here's a touch over. There's Emma Jenkins. Jenkins trying to get that one through, but not much there as Aubrey Williams easily stopped that one as she and Bybee continue to get tangled up as Bybee get a little hot under the collar there. That kit's about to turn as red as the midfield official. As she and Williams got tangled up the last couple times down the field. Trying to knock that one ahead.
And there's Ella Newmarker, the goal scorer from the first half, doing a really nice job of tracking back, bodying up on Atlee Thompson, who's probably Layton High's best chance at an equalizer right now on offense. But you saw Ella get all the way forward as they were trying to run a counter and then quickly sprint back so that she was set up on the restart to get back and play a little bit of defense. You need two-way players like that.
Yeah.
For this counterattack system to work as well as it has.
Layton throws in, but Lone Peak did a nice job marking everyone on the field. Made that one difficult. Now going to try to throw into the box. Here comes an opportunity maybe for Layton. And nothing there. Nice job by the defense. That was a tough angle. And a good job by Lone Peak getting back and cutting that one off. Wetzel didn't have to even sweat it. As Brooke Anderson comes back on. As Newmarker going to take going to get a rest.
I think I see Donovan Mitchell in the crowd there. Or at least his jersey was.
Oh, is it?
There's a basketball game tonight, right?
Home opener for the Utah Jazz. So it's Emery Berry that comes off. A home opener tonight for the Jazz, coming off that win against Sacramento that left people like myself wondering if the Jazz were going to score back-to-back buckets after trailing, what was it, 17-2 or something like that.
Yeah, slow start.
You know, that was just a telltale of how the season's going to go this year. But Roberts trying to get control of this one. And down the corner. Susan Sweeten still trying to dribble through, and now it'll be a throw in for Lone Peak. Oh, one of the two of us can be writing something up on that. Not me, though.
Of course, we're talking about our sideline reporter, Dane Stewart.
Something's wrong with the IFB down there. He's not quite picking up on it. First joke. Dane was traveling, got here a little bit later, had Sean join us. Dane will have the 6A interviews. Whoever wins this game will be part of our Deseret News Rewind coverage of the 5A and 6A championship games. Also get you the bracketology, our thoughts of what will happen in the football tournaments that start next week. As Jenkins comes near side to Bybee. Bybee crossed through the box, but easily handled there by, I believe that was Checkets. And Jenkins will throw in. But I'll get your thoughts after we get away from maybe something toward midfield of your thoughts on what the 5A, 6A football tournament look like. Nice spin and just off. A little wide there on that opportunity, but that was a good look. But your thoughts, I mean, yeah. 5A, 6A, it's going to be an interesting tournament.
No, great look by the Knights right there. Goes just wide, unfortunately. So they'll take nothing away from it. But Lone Peak having a remarkable fall sports season, obviously, with the state title run here in girls soccer, Region 4 co-championship. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, right.
In football. And because of the luck of the draw, or the luck of the coin flip, if you will, they're suddenly hosting a playoff game as
the
1 seed. Yeah.
The problem is they put them on the same side of the bracket as East, so it's just like last year.
That's true. That's true. And in a lot of ways, you got to wonder.
Oh, here comes the run out. Seymour widens out into the box, headed out by Lone Peak. See if here comes a second chance opportunity. Doesn't get a great foot on it. And Layton's best chance seemingly today as that one goes off of Bybee and should be a throw, and it is. Aubrey Williams quickly back into Seymour. She heads that one over. Sweeten battling in the corner. That'll be a corner kick. It's a corner for Layton, and the girl that handled all the quarters in the first half is not on the field, and Journey McDowell. So I'm interested to see who has the corner on this one, as it will be Richens running over. Comes front and it goes right through the box. McMillan giving chase. She sends it out. And again, see if Layton continue to put pressure on.
Good shape being held there by Lone Peak defense.
McMillan gets toward the middle. Richens touches ahead, and now Lone Peak able to kick it out. Bybee can't handle it. Sheen Seymour, and then that should be. That was a pretty good forearm shiver from Bybee. No call. I mean, that looks like the beginning of a WWF 1990s match.
Yeah, physical play with that forearm into the back. In the official's defense, she also did a really nice job of kind of shielding herself from the referee, and you can't call what you don't see, so play on.
That's why you wear white gloves on offensive line, folks, if you're the home team. Seymour sends that one out of play.
Yeah, speaking of football, Lone Peak winning 2 coin flips, gets that Region 1 #1 seed, and gets rewarded by being on the same side of the bracket with East. American Fork, meanwhile, was 90 seconds away a week ago from winning at Bingham, winning an outright Region 4 title, and now they have to open the playoffs on the road at Riverton.
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, so what I said on our videos is that if you beat Bingham, you should get at least some type of reward for doing it, knocking them out for losing their first home game since 2012. Lone Peak was the last one who did that too. Just Chase Hansen made the offense a little bit different. Anyway.
He's okay.
Yeah. And so you look at how that one bowls out is going to be very interesting, because what also put in was that Riverton gets a 2 seed just to host AF, but here's PG with 2 region losses, which they had the ball under a minute to go with a chance to win. As Nice defense once again on the back end, as that was Newmarker able to kick that one out. They'll throw in with Layton. But
yeah, Ella Newmarker all over the field right now for this Knights team, playing offense, defense, booting balls off of the back line, scoring goals. She's been everywhere.
As McMillan comes off the field. Good to see her back on here. She left in the first half after taking a head shot. There's Layton again trying to stay on the attack. Richens trying to get to that one and finally does. Touch it ahead, but cleaned up nicely by Lone Peak's back line. As Layton will try to drop it back in. As I was saying about Pleasant Grove football team had 2 games. The Bingham game, they had the ball at the 30-yard line. Under a minute, had a chance to maybe beat Bingham. Gets the sack from Lonnie Longy. And then against Lone Peak, there's a free kick coming up for Layton. But they had against Lone Peak, they're driving, throw the pick 6. Nate Ritchie with 4 receptions. But now they get to go to East. So if I'm East, I'm Coach Maddox. Like, well, we didn't get any favors because of the preceding with Region 3 taking on Region 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you're lined up against Region 4, especially this year, you're not really getting any favors anywhere. Region 4 was just so good, so deep.
Oh, that was a beautiful kick. Thought for sure you're seeing a header go in. That thing was a heat-seeking missile there from Checkitts. Alexandra Checkitts, that was a nice one. But could not find a teammate on the other end, as coming on for Lone Peak is number 2, Issa Irwin, and then Rachel Saxey. So I think Bibby's going to get a quick break here. So many girls wearing the 20s and have long hair. That was actually Durfee that came off. So Bibby's still on for Lone Peak.
For the sake of play-by-play guys like Dusty, girls soccer players should be required to trim their ponytails.
Or just put in the bun.
or wear the bun.
A lot of contact there with Roberts in midfield, and now a late whistle. Interesting. So getting the free kick is Simons. And working that far side is Schreimer. Goes out of play and will throw in with Lone Peak. 26 minutes and 54 seconds on the running clock here in the second half of the 6A Girls State Championship game. As we'll have a new 6A champion at no matter who wins this match, as AF, the defending champions, were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Davis. The Region 4 would like to take that one home, and it was Region 4 versus Region 1 a year ago. It was AF knocking off Syracuse 1 year ago. It was Utah versus Davis County. Oh, nice cross. Just not a maroon jersey there, but on the second attempt, just couldn't quite get her foot on top of that one, and it sails into the seats.
Yeah, Issa Irwin once again, Lone Peak with a really nice second ball, played in just high, but those second chances, I mean, that's how Lone Peak has to capitalize. They did it once in the first half. That's probably going to be their bread and butter, their MO against this Layton defense.
Nice here, Gordon Bombay. Be there for your pickups. That ball goes out of play. Barbara Williams will throw in with Lone Peak, trying to go right to Bybee. As she and Williams have been tangled up a number of times, and I think now, oh, pardon me, it was not touched by Layton, so have a kick here from Edwards. If I'm not mistaken, the infamous fan from Lone Peak basketball, the Woohoo Dad, is down there leading the We Are Lone Peak chant. We cover high school sports as long as some of us do. I don't know his name, but I know exactly who he is. He wears the same hat to every game. And it is him. I just saw the profile. So if you hear the woo-hoo at the end of this, that's him. But 24 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Lone Peak parents are nothing if not passionate, no matter the sport.
Very true. It'd be badminton.
There's a small crew of them at the state cross country meet up at Highland at Sugar House Park on Wednesday.
And how'd it go for him? I didn't see the results.
It went.
Okay.
I mean, when you're in the same region as a team like American Fork.
Very true. I was just curious because boys soccer took home the state championship. We had that, what was it, a 40-foot putt to win, a snake out at Talon's Cove. We mentioned earlier the success of the fall sports at Lone Peak.
Yeah, big shout out to boys golf there.
Yeah. We had that on our top 5 plays. And here comes an opportunity. Brindley Roberts brings it near side. Here's Seymour. Got an angle. Seymour near post. Oh, and I nearly curved in, but right in the arms of Michaela Wetzel. Wetzel took the angle away. Made that one look a lot easier than I initially thought it was going to be. But the best look of the day for Layton goes for naught.
Yeah, and that ball maybe with just a little bit too much curve on it. Not entirely certain it was on frame. But nevertheless, Michaela Wetzel does a great job of securing the shot, keeping it out of the back of the net, and doing what goalkeepers need to do when holding on to a 1-0 lead.
23 minutes to go in the 6A championship. Here comes Roberts again. Maybe another opportunity for Seymour. Roberts trying to get that one through, but Jenkins made that easy work of that pass. Richens trying to control it here as Czech is trying to drop it in, but can't get it past the back line there. Lone Peak. Irwin had that one ricochet off a defender as Newmarker sends it up top or across midfield as Williams gets there. As Seymour tried to play a little 2-ball there, couldn't quite make that one work. As Bybee had that one off her foot, I believe. And they're going to get that one to Lone Peak. Is now coming on for the Lady Knights is number 20, Ellie Durfee, along with, I believe, number 36, Cambry Meekum. There's a run out, but sent out a play there by Howley. 21 minutes and 45 seconds now on the clock. So we throw in with Lone Peak as Emery Berry comes back on, replacing Anderson. A little bit we saw in that 5A match, Lone Peak just taking extra seconds off here. And mishandled that throw in, but then right back in the advantage of the Knights. Maybe not. Roberts working there. Tangled up, Anderson. And is that Bybee? It is. I mean, it's just kind of been the story of the second half. Anderson and Bybee continually getting tied up. So now the free kick from Addie Simons. Works this one toward the middle. Headed out by Layton. But cannot get on the run out. They were hoping to grab that one there. Right? Roberts could not get control as Jenkins tracking down near side. And that was going to be Layton.
Out of bounds. Good effort, not quite there.
As Seymour goes far side. Again, Layton trying to find the equalizer. They got 20 minutes to find it. As Edwards watches that one go through the back line. But every minute that passes, the pressure is going to pick up. We talked about this in the 5A game that you feel a little bit, get under 20, it's like, oh no, you get to 15, and then it really you start seeing that urgency pick up.
Yeah, now you're seeing this Layton High defense slowly starting to come out of their defensive posture, the way they play so well. Not completely, but a little bit. And now Lone Peak's on the back foot a little bit more, but they're throwing 5 girls behind the ball up top, trying to lock down Atlee Thompson and those Layton High wings, keeping them from, if they get a touch on the ball, at least giving them really difficult angles to try to make a shot and make something happen.
You mentioned it. We haven't said Atlee Thompson's name very much today other than when she came off the field in the first half. Jenkins mishandles it. Seymour sends it back to Williams. She's trying to get that ahead to Roberts, but it's cut off by Irwin. Irwin trying to dribble through. Richens now clears it out to Roberts and see if they can get an opportunity. Roberts can not get that touch to go by. Good job by Lone Peak, able to thwart that one. That through ball will not get through, as Seymour able to get to that one. And then again, trying to get this to Roberts. It's going to get out of bounds. So Roberts getting a workout today. He has not been able to been rewarded with a shot on goal. McDowell comes back on, as well as McMillan.
And Lancers looking a little bit uncomfortable right now, being on the wrong side of a 1-0 deficit. They haven't trailed since back-to-back losses to Syracuse and Northridge towards the end of the regular season. I mentioned that Northridge team, one of the hottest teams in the state and certainly in Region 1 there. So Layton looking a little bit uncomfortable right now with this deficit. And I mean, it's 1-0. I mean, a moment of magic can change things on a dime, but the Lancers just aren't used to playing like this.
Not at all, getting up and down. And not only that, need to mention that Williams had to come off the pitch as Bybee goes left foot and out of play. But yeah, Williams is on the near side getting tended to. Looks like her thigh is cramping up. She's feeling uncomfortable. Her battling with Bybee finally taking its toll. As now coming on for Lone Peak is number 17, Katie Houston. But we'll see if Williams gets back out there and getting her some fluid, so maybe she's just cramping a bit.
Looks like she's running it off right now.
Nice touch.
And there's the nod. She's ready to go back in.
There's Bybee.
Wait for a stoppage.
Push it to her left foot. Bybee, oh, nice stop there by Meg Edwards. Forced her to her off foot, and Bybee did get a good one on it, and then it was a great stop by Edwards. And now we'll have a free kick here near midfield.
Yeah, Bybee with Lone Peak's probably best shot of the second half. They try to double that one up, but nothing going.
Layton had a nice lob earlier on a free kick. Get another one right down the alley off the head, and Wetzel covers it up.
Now 15 minutes left. There's that that clock management that Wetzel goes for. She probably could have let that one go off the end line for a goal kick, but she jumps on top of it, takes an extra bounce here and there. Again, it's those little seconds that add up when you've got a 1-goal advantage.
Bybee giving you pressure here, and again, nothing there on the contact as Layton starting to get really frustrated. Not only that, it's a throw in here for Lone Peak, and what?
Now, Layton coach Tara Farron's not very happy with that out of bounds play.
And on that, she's still a little frustrated over the major contact we had earlier on without a whistle. And that just starts to fester when you're starting to feel the pressure as you're looking up at the clock, and there's 15 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And now the head official comes in and overrules. Correctly so.
Yeah, had a conversation there with the fourth official. Ball came out of bounds right in front of him. He probably had a better view on it.
It'll be free kick here with Checkets. 14 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Now it's headed out. Again for Layton, is just keeping this thing on this side of the midfield stripe. Try to get something into the box here. 14 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Is now coming on for the Lancers is Williams. So good to see Aubrey Williams back on the pitch. For Coach Farron and the Lancers. They're going to try to make a push here in the final 14 minutes. As we're now down to 14 minutes and 5 seconds on a rolling clock here in this match.
Yeah, it's getting to be go time for the Lancers, and you got to think if they're going to make a move, they need to make a move here in the next few minutes.
Try to play that one through, and yeah, thought she came up a little lame there as Katie Houston may have clipped her ankle there. Down to 13 minutes and 35 seconds. Now maybe on the attack here for the Lady Lancers is Elmore. But again, thwarted by the Lone Peak midfield. Irwin able to squeeze that one through. Meekum try to get it near side to Bybee. Williams and Bybee are going to get into the corner here. And again, it's you can kind of see that coming. They've kind of been setting it up for a little while now, as Bybee's now been warned.
Should take a stern talking to.
And not even
that tackle.
No card there. I think he just told her no more. Also let coach know as well. As McMillan will kick it away. Now the clock down to 12 minutes and 35 seconds. Try to get this one ahead.
There's that ball over the top for Thompson. Misplayed in the back. Oh, that's a bad misplay in the back by Lone Peak's defense, giving Layton another chance.
Atlee Thompson's going to think about that one tonight. That ball went right to her feet. She just wasn't expecting it. I think it came a little sharper than she was expecting, could not get control of it. And she's still holding her head. It was right there. She had her first chance of the day, a leading goal scorer for the Lady Lancers. And Elmore does punch that one through. As now a free kick here with Lone Peak, 11 minutes, 35 seconds to go. The intensity will start to pick up here. Roberts set to come back in, along with, I believe that's Checkets. And that ball gets past Meg Edwards, but Layton right there to kick it back out. But you got Edwards and a Lone Peak player down in the box as Edwards came out to get that one. And she seems to be okay. Glad to see both of them up. We'll have the equivalent of a face-off there. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Voice almost went out. 11 minutes to go.
It's been a long day.
McMillan couldn't keep control. Meekum comes near side to Bybee. Here comes the triangle, but just behind Bybee. She got it in front of her. She's running toward the box. Here's McMillan. And that one goes off of Meekum. We'll throw in with The Lancers 10 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the 6A championship. Layton still searching for the equalizer as McMillan comes off, along with McDowell. Trying to head it, keep it going. They had a chance there, and Allie Thompson hits the turf. No call, will throw in as that ball goes off of Lone Peak. Your parents frustrated, saying using their hands all game, no call. As Seymour couldn't quite get good control of that one. You got Williams and Bybee once again. Yeah, and they got that one right too, as Williams shoved Bybee right in the back. Seeing that frustration from earlier, actually from all match, come out a little bit there for Aubrey Williams. Seymour trying to steal that one, couldn't quite handle it. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the 6A championship. And he'll throw in near side with Williams and Layton. Can the Lady Lancers get something into the box?
This Lone Peak defense has been very impressive. 4 straight shutouts coming into this game. Shut out each of their 3 previous opponents here in the Class 6A playoffs, and really they've taken what Layton does so well, which is defend and look to counter through Allie Thompson, and they've kind of given the Lancers a taste of their own medicine. Some would be 5 straight shutouts if this result holds.
And you see why. I mean, Lone Peak, we talk about playing speed up and things like that. They are physical. I mean, and they're taking it to Layton. And Layton, we know that they're not looking to be an offensive juggernaut. It's not who they are. But they just have not been able to get good looks other than maybe 1 or 2 on goal. That one gets away, missed opportunity. Going the other way with Houston. And she tries to get that one through. Meg Edwards is there to send it back downfield. Jenkins can't control it. Here comes a run near side. Seymour there. Still playing here near side, Jenkins. And no whistle on that one. We'll throw in with Layton.
Good call by Wetzel there in the background. Lone Peak gets a little bit of possession, thought about booting it upfield. She goes, no, take it, play it in the corner, try to use up a few more seconds. Slow it down, keep it calm. You can tell she knows the Knights are in pretty good possession of this game, and they've got control over as we move into the final 7 minutes of this with Lone Peak with a 1-0 lead on Layton.
Bybee comes back on, 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the match. Layton just had multiple chances there, and you're just seeing how difficult it's been. Maroon jerseys all over the place down there. Here's a through ball, and almost again. Oh, and a save! What a play! Terrific hustle. I believe it was Richens. What a play. Meg Edwards came out to get that ball, and I believe it was Richens not even having a handball, able to get down, knocks it out off of her chest.
Yeah, Richens coming all the way from out of the midfield, just backtracking that counter attack to the end line, and gets just enough of her shin on that ball to keep it out of the lower left corner of the net. Keep it 1-0.
Yeah, I want to give credit where credit's due, because it might not have been Richens, and I just can't see for the life of me who it was. If it was, well, it could be Kylie Richens. So we can go Kylie. It could be, I don't know why I'm doing this. I should just look at the roster one more time. But, man, I'm just impressed with that play. Names
are hard, guys. Names are hard.
Yeah. Numbers, when they never turn their back, is really difficult.
Those ponytails.
It is. I had a brother-in-law watching that match. 5A, he goes, why are you having such a hard time with the numbers? I'm like, soccer, they never turn their back. It's always sideways. As that one goes out of play, we'll throw in 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the match. As we get closer, Sean will end up excusing Sean to run down and do his post, but it could be an interesting 5 minutes here.
Yeah, very interesting 5 minutes. as Layton keeps pushing for that equalizer, but Lone Peak's not giving up either. I mean, they're sticking with their pretty sturdy 5 or 6 players behind the ball, but really opening up that midfield, yielding a little bit of possession, but that allows them to keep their steady defense while also having a well-rounded attack on the field to be ready for a counter-attacking opportunity and maybe salting this away with a second goal.
McDowell comes back on for Sweeten as Sean is going to get ready to go downstairs and do his post.
Hey, I gotta say this before I take off, though, Dusty. Thanks for having me. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up too much more than what Dave normally does. It's hard filling in for a legend.
Yeah,
just ask Gary Croton.
We'll let Sean go. Great job, Sean. Always appreciate it, brother. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go now. Is Layton's late charge is going to have to come through a maroon wall as they've not been able to get it, but need a fortuitous bounce to go their way. Atlee Thompson putting pressure on as she takes friendly fire on that contact. As Atlee Thompson still down the turf. And they're going to come out and check her out, but Atlee took a shot from her own teammate there. 4:18 remaining in the 6A championship. We'll step aside and let them tend to Atlee Thompson. So frustrating for Atlee Thompson, the senior forward, going to have to come off the field. 4:18 to go, and her Layton Lancers trailing 1-0 to Lone Peak as there's just 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the season. Layton looking for the equalizer to send this game to overtime. And we'll have a drop ball here. And it's controlled by Layton. Richens gets it ahead. Trying to find that through ball and can't. Contact on the play, and they're going to give the ball to Lone Peak. Great ball, nice effort. But is unable to track that one down. Journey McDowell. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Lone Peak can take all this extra seconds they can get. To remind you to watch Deseret News Rewind. We'll have immediate response from whoever wins this match. Bybee trying to fit that one through off of Layton defenders. 3.5 minutes to go. But you throw in Lone Peak here near side. As I got to really applaud what Lone Peak's done. They have stayed on the attack. Not been looking to always milk the clock. They've taken opportunities where they make sense. But they're going to force Layton to get all the way down the field. 3 minutes and 10 seconds now as that one's going to go out and it'll be a throw in for the Knights as that pass is off the mark. Jenkins to throw in here. Layton's saying, hey, come up, you got to force the issue. Irwin able to get that one over the top of the defense. Battling for this ball. And Lone Peak controls it. Bybee has that one stolen away. Again, Layton got to get a couple of nice bounces here. 2:35 now. Nice defense from Irwin. Came right up in the middle of the field and able to knock that one out. Send it all the way back to Meg Edwards, and she'll punt it away. Checkits. Goes far side looking for Roberts. And Roberts can't keep that one in play. Brindley couldn't quite get there. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now on a running clock here in the second half. Got to throw in again. 2 minutes to go right now. 2 minutes left in the 6A championship. Trying to find the equalizer. Throw into Brindley Roberts. Trying to get her going toward goal. And nice play there by Lone Peak. Went off of Roberts. They'll throw in 1:45. Lone Peak's going to take extra time here. Guarantee that. Take a minute to throw this thing in. 1:40. And will stay in play. Richens working on that far side, trying to find an advantage. We'll throw in with Layton. 1:25 now on the clock. Nice pressure from Lone Peak, able to take that one out. Down to a minute 15. That was Katie Houston. Now down to minute 10. Layton just cannot find a ball to get through as Jenkins pops that one up. 1 minute to go. And now Bybee coming near side. Got tripped up, got through that tackle. Bybee on the touch. 50 seconds. Bybee to the left foot. And Meg Edwards is there. 45 seconds. Edwards with a nice save. And again, Layton got to find a way to get down in the box. Thompson came back on the field. This ball will be tracked down in the backfield by Katie Houston. She sends it out. 34 seconds to go. Got to throw in. Thompson can't find a good bounce. Down to 25. Couldn't handle it. Sent it all the way down. Edwards going to have to come up and punt this thing down there. 15 seconds. It'll take a miracle. Layton got to get in control of the ball. Seymour can't get to it. 8 seconds. 5. And your new 6A state champions, the Lone Peak Knights. Congratulations to Lone Peak. Claiming a 6A state championship and a hard-fought 1-0 win over Layton. Didn't take their region championship, it didn't matter. American Fork was the odds-on to take the 6A title, but Lone Peak is the one that claims it. When you get to the tournament, it's about winning your games, and that's exactly what Lone Peak did in the state tournament, beating Copper Hills 5-0, beating Northridge 1-0, Syracuse 1-0, and now the championship game against Layton 1-0. Congratulations to Lone Peak on claiming the 6A title, and for Layton, it's not a season lost. A very hard-fought game, a very good season for Layton as well, and it's just hard to come down and drop a game by 1 score, but they played a terrific match, and it was just one bounce that went the way of Lone Peak in the first half. The save by Meg Edwards went right out to the foot of a Lone Peak player, and it goes right to the back of the net as the player of the game is going to be Ella Newmarker. She had that lone goal of the day as Lone Peak claims the 2018 6A Girls Soccer Championship. Congratulations to Lone Peak. For Sean Walker, Thompson Coles, and Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the 2018 6A Girls Soccer Championship on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com.